Good morning. Let us discuss important current affairs today and yesterday. Today, that is September 18th, is the International Equal Pay Day. Today, that is September 18th, is the International Equal Pay Day. This International Equal Pay Day is organized by a coalition, EPIC. EPIC, Equal Pay International Coalition. EPIC, Equal Pay International Coalition. It is a unique coalition led by ILO, UN Women, and OECD. ILO, UN Women, and OECD. ILO means International Labour Organization. UNO, that is UN Women, and OECD. As you all know that in most of the countries in the world, women will get less pay than men, even in India. But for MG Narega, under MG Narega, now we are getting equal pay, but women will get less pay. To achieve this goal of equal pay for both men and women, we have International Equal Pay Day, and the fantastic thing about this is the first time we are celebrating this. This is the first time we are celebrating this. So this is very important. Okay. Next important news is Pakistan to make Gilgit Baltistan. Pakistan to make Gilgit Baltistan a full fledged province, a fifth province in Pakistan. Why this Gilgit Baltistan? Gilgit Baltistan, a fifth province in Pakistan. Okay. Actually, why India has a cause of concern about this? Why India has a problem and a cause of concern? The problem is India, our territory was occupied by Pakistan. That was a part of POK. The Gilgit Baltistan province is a part of our POK. For that reason, India has a cause of concern over Gilgit Baltistan province. Even for that matter, CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, also run in this. China Pakistan Economic Corridor also run in this. Okay, so India has a lot of cause of concern, and Pakistan wanted to make it as a full-fledged fifth province of Pakistan. Full-fledged fifth province of Pakistan. So this news you need to remember. And next important news is India Pakistan foreign ministers, they are going to attend, they are likely to attend SARC virtual summit of foreign ministers on September 24 on foreign ministers is going to be held, and India Pakistan is likely to meet on that summit, on the occasion of that summit, India and Pakistan. Just remember. Next important news. There are certain foundational agreements between India and US like Comcasa, Lemova, Gismova. India and US signed that. Logistic exchange agreement. But very soon we are going to have India US 2 plus 2 dialogue. US and India are interested in signing BECA. Except BECA, everything was signed like Lemova, Comcasa, many agreements were signed, Gismova. This time we are focusing more on BECA. BECA means Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement. This is important in the 2 plus 2 dialogue. And as you all know, during COVID-19 pandemic, air travel was suspended, air flights were suspended for a long time, except for temporary and short-term air bubbles. Air bubble is a special conditioned agreement between one country to other country after taking care of COVID-19 issues and other things. This is air bubble agreement. Till now, India had air bubble agreements with 10 countries, including UK, US, Canada, UAE, Maldives, etc. UK, US, Canada, UAE, Maldives, etc. This is important. Next important news is special benches are formed. Special benches to be formed. Supreme Court in fact directed High Court Chief Justice, all the High Court Chief Justice to frame and establish special benches to deal with the criminal cases regarding legislators and former legislators. As you all know, We have a big complaint that criminals are entering into politics. We have very big complaint that criminals are entering into politics. So, with respect to pending cases for quick disposal and speedy trial, we wish to go forward with special benches. So, Supreme Court directed the same to the all the High Court Chief Justice to minimize criminals entering into politics. This is also an important news. And you all know there is a group called G20, strong economies in the world. India is also a member in G20. G20 environmental ministerial meet was held virtually. Environmental ministers meet. This is also important news today. G20 environmental ministers meet. Remember, there are two groups. One is G20, second is APEC, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. India is a member in G20, but India is not a member in APEC. India is a member in G20, but India is not a member in APEC. Just remember. Next important news. India ranks 116th, 116 in World Bank's Human Capital Index. India ranks 116th, that is 116 in the World Bank's Human Capital Index. India has been ranked at 116th position in the latest edition of World Bank Annual Human Capital Index. Annual Human Capital Index, just remember. And this World Bank Human Capital Index is very important as it will see various human capital components before ranking that. Various human capital components. Last year in 2019, India's ranking in Human Capital Index was 115. Now it was 116. Now it was 116. So human capital is the, and India should get a better rank in human capital as it has very good human resource, but the outcomes are not that good. The outcomes are not that good. Next important news. Kosi Mahasetu Bridge. Prime Minister Modi ji is going to dedicate the Kosi Rail Mahasetu to the nation. He will also inaugurate 12 other rail projects that are related to passenger facilities for the benefit of state of Bihar. Mahasetu Bridge is 1.8 kilometer long and provides a short route to the eastern parts of India. So Modi ji is going to dedicate this today in the dedicate to the nation. Kosi Mahasetu Bridge in Bihar. Kosi Mahasetu Bridge. This is the most important news. Kindly follow this. Kosi Mahasetu Bridge. Right, Mahasetu Bridge. You just also locate that. India-China trade deficit. India-China trade deficit. Contracts to $5.8 billion April to June this year. India-China trade deficit is going to already contracted. So trade deficit, that is good for India. Trade deficit means India is purchasing less from China. India's trade deficit with China came down 5.8 billion in April to June 2020-2021. Just remember this. And yesterday it was Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar's 142nd birthday. So just remember 2 points. He was very famous and he's also called as father of Dravidian movement in Tamil Nadu. Father of Dravidian movement in Tamil Nadu. A next important point in with respect to Periyar is he started a movement in Tamil Nadu called Self-Respect Movement. He also led anti-Hindi agitations in Tamil Nadu. He also led anti-Hindi agitations in Tamil Nadu. See, if somebody from India gets very good appointment or very good position in World Bank, IMF, it's very important to remember. Haryana CM's Principal Secretary Rajesh Kullar appointed as Executive Director in the World Bank. Senior bureaucrat Rajesh Kullar has been appointed as Executive Director World Bank. And Kullar is a 1988 batch IAS officer. He is currently serving in Haryana cadre. He is also the Principal Secretary of Haryana CM. And he will have a tenure of Executive Director for 3 years up to August 31st, 2023. So very good news for India. An Indian IAS officer is going to work in, I think he's already started his work in World Bank. And next important news, what is Abraham Accord? See, Israel, Bahrain, and UAE signs a peace agreement. US President Donald Trump, Israel President Benjamin Netanyahu, and UAE, they have signed a historic peace agreement called Abraham Accord. It is the first peace deal between Israel and two Arab nations. Remember, Abraham Accord was signed between Israel, UAE, and Bahrain. It's the first deal between Israel and two Arab nations. According to the deal, UAE and Bahrain will exchange ambassadors with Israel, and they will also work together in trade, tourism, healthcare, and security. Trade, tourism, healthcare, and security. Just remember. And there's one more word called normalization agreement. One more term here, normalization agreement. Apart from the Abraham Accord, Israel and Bahrain signed separate agreements called normalization agreement. Apart from Abraham Accord, Israel and Bahrain signed separate agreements called normalization agreements. With this, Bahrain have become the fourth Arab state to recognize Israel. Bahrain have become the fourth Arab state to recognize the Israel. This is also very important. Next important news is recently India became observer. India have become an observer, not a member. Remember, recently India became an observer of the Djibouti Code of Conduct. See, Djibouti Code of Conduct is also called as Jeddah Amendment. Jeddah Amendment. Djibouti Code of Conduct is also known as Jeddah Amendment. This is with respect to maritime security cooperation. Maritime security ante, what do you mean by maritime security? Sea security, ocean security, maritime security. Djibouti Code of Conduct. In prelims, you may get a question. Jeddah Amendment or Djibouti Code of Conduct. Recently, India became an observer. It is related to maritime security. So it is a regional maritime security cooperation agreement. It's a regional maritime security cooperation agreement. It was established by International Maritime Organization in 2008. This Djibouti Code of Conduct, this group have 19 member states: Gulf of Aden, Red Sea, East Coast of Africa, Indian Ocean